Hello and welcome back to the channel. I've gone back to using Daniel for this video because I've just been so physically and emotionally exhausted this month. But to cope through the hard times, I'm glad K-pop was a way for me to relax and escape from everything. Though I just have one question to ask. Why the heck were this month's comeback so good? November had no right to be as amazing as it was, and it truly let nugu groups have their well-deserved time in the spotlight. I went into the month expecting it to be slow since we're beginning to close out the year, but every single week saw consistently good comebacks, and we also saw the full emergence of a new era of K-pop. I'm going to sound like a broken record all over this video because I just loved everything that happened. So without further ado, let's get into reviewing. These dudes brought back second-gen boy group energy with full force and I love it. They really pulled a speed with the insane choreography. Respect. Their previous comeback was alright. Their debut was solid but was overshadowed by other releases that came out around the same time. Now this comeback is definitely made for me and is by far their best title track yet. It's filled with angst and trauma, yet also with hope for a better future. If ITZY's Gorilla and Dreamcatcher's Vision had a child together, it would be this song. The beat is just sickeningly good and is especially delicious where it just thumps around like that in the bridge. I can't help but headbang along while pulling a stank face when I reach that part. I love that they've crafted their musical identity so well so quickly, and I've kinda fallen in love with them in the last few weeks. I just think their music has continued to improve so much with each comeback, and they're pretty funny and chaotic. I think I've finally made up my mind and chosen Leon as my bias. I just can't help but fall for main dancers, you know. Also, he low-key looks like NCT's Doyoung and Wonho when he first debuted in 2015. Side note, am I tripping or did they use the exact same green screen landscape that ONEUS used in LOONA? After BAE 173 released Loved You last year, I thought they would be the ones who would be providing palette cleanser songs and separate themselves from the typical 4th-gen boy group noise music sound. But since then, they've released more EDM-based songs, which I'm not complaining about. I love both Jaws and Dash. It's just that I had hoped BAE 173 would be the group to bring back the sentimental and nostalgic side of 2nd and 3rd-gen K-pop. But now that NINE.i have released Young Boy, I have realized that they are the ones who were promised to bring it back. These boys have something so unique about them that's able to separate them from other 4th-gen boy groups. The closest groups I could compare them to is maybe TXT during their Blue Hour era, or 17 in 2021, or all the way back to when they did Don't Wanna Cry. But even then, they're still very different. I was not expecting to fall in love so quickly and deeply with a song from them. I remember liking their debut song but not to the same extent as Young Boy. Also, since they debuted pretty early in the year, and because rookie girl groups have kinda overshadowed rookie boy groups this year, I'm afraid to say that I forgot about them for a hot minute. Until now, that is. The 2000s punk rock mixed with the 80s retro synths are a perfect combination. It makes the song feel fresh yet nostalgic, youthful yet mature, timid yet optimistic. This conflict is complementary, which is basically what the lyrics of the song portray. The conflicting feelings you have as a teenager or young adult, as you grow up and begin to make your mark on the world. This song has made me see these boys in a new light. I see so much potential in them and really hope that they continue this kind of sound in the future. I've always been more of a fan of their B-sides. Listen to La Luna if you're uncultured and haven't already. So I was really surprised that they tried something new and that I vibed really strongly with it. This song is so cohesive and smooth. I'd say the song is like if you mixed New Jeans and Light Some together. There's the risk of the song being boring with such simple instrumentals and vocals, but my dopamine levels have yet to drop even by a little bit whenever I listen to this. Alexa has further proved that she is a jack of all trades. She's serving the aura of a multimillionaire casino tycoon that works as a showgirl on the side. She's giving me Madonna, Rihanna, Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera. In conclusion, she is giving main pop girl energy, and that's what she deserves after the hard work she's poured in this year. The K-pop women of 2022 are reviving jazz and swing, and I'm all here for it cause it is a sound that deserves its time in the spotlight again. Of course, I loved what Alexa did with and contributed to the AI concept. Bomb and Revolution will forever be imprinted on my brain. But I think this and what she did in Extra suits her voice and personality more. I used to listen to a lot of indie and alternative music before getting into K-pop, and this year my inner emo was rebirthed from the deep crevices of my soul, meaning I become instantly addicted to any song that beckons me to commit arson. Figuratively, not actually. Their first EP made me fall in love with them, and this comeback has somehow made me fall even deeper in love. My god, I have no choice but to fully commit and upgrade my casual stan status to full-blown stan. I have grown to appreciate their music and vision exponentially this year. I've mentioned this a lot before, but anti-drops are either a hit or miss for me. In this song it works so well as it gives the song enough time to breathe for the remainder to personify the musical union of fire and gasoline. I've recently watched Wednesday, the new Netflix show, and I think the show paired with Overload go so well together. It's become my wine and cheese. Side note, I think the Edward Scissorhands concept photos are pure genius. Oh my gosh. This feels like an ode to their debut era. At the time of their debut, I wasn't a fan of their songs. I know I'm ashamed of my bad taste in 2019. However, over the years ring 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 and from now have grown on me a lot, which just goes to show that Verivery make songs that age like fine wine and were ahead of the pack when it came to the 90s sound. I don't think I've seen another music video that has fully committed to the 90s aesthetic as much as this, and I love it. From the Friends intro to the MTV snippet to the fashion to the art style and filter and fisheye lens and even the mix of 2D and 3D graphics. Jellyfish really thought of everything. It just makes everything feel cohesive, even though the song sounds like a POV of you flicking through the radio while driving in your car in 1992. I'm beyond happy that my boys finally got their first music show win, and it's honestly so poetic that a song with a sound they debuted with helped them achieve this milestone. Once upon a time VICTON were my ults, and I am gutted that they are down to 6 members, especially after knowing all the turmoil they went through in their early years. But let's not dwell in this for now and focus on the comeback. Stupid O'Clock was the precipice of VICTON's return to the sound of their prime. Virus has cemented it, but in saying that, I feel like it's just missing something extra to really make it a title track. Nothing over the top or flashy, just something that harkens back to the sentimental mood they crafted with Time of Sorrow, Nostalgic Night and Howling. Virus is still good though. I just know that VICTON are capable of even better. Sadly, their music videos this year have been a bit lackluster, but I can't complain since we got 3 comebacks this year. So at least IST is doing one thing right. Only a couple seconds into the song and I was certain this was going to be my favorite title track from them. The song sounds so much like an anime opening, which is very unexpected from them in my opinion, since they've mostly explored EDM in the series they've been doing this year. But once you get over the initial shock that the chorus is brighter than expected, you can't deny that it slaps. This comeback has made me realize how much they've grown up since debut, and I couldn't be prouder that they've achieved this milestone as a group of releasing a full-length album. I have never been so grateful for a concept change in my life. Don't get me wrong, I loved Damage and TikTok, to an extent, but Reload wasn't really it for me, and I had the feeling that they were getting tired of the EDM shtick too. We all know that this group is filled with amazing vocalists and rappers, so I love that it's no longer mixed with or covered up by intense instrumentals, but rather now the instrumentals highlight and make you focus on their voices and the lyrics. This song had me so deep in my feels, remembering all the shenanigans my friends and I have gotten into over the years. This song is currently tied as my favorite song of theirs alongside Damage, which I consider to be very high praise. Also, I swear that Rooftop is the exact same 117 used in Don't Wanna Cry, which makes me love this song even more.
C to the OCO and AB popping on the 808s. Who would have downloaded it will turn it on?
I am well aware that this is not a comeback and they used the instrumentals from other songs. But look, they came, they slayed, they conquered. I desperately need this to be added to their Spotify account immediately. I love that they made the instrumentals their own. Even though I've heard some of the songs they sampled before, I literally could not tell it was someone else's song until I got to Jihoon's part where I was like, hold the phone, this sounds like a Rosalia song. Each and every one of their rappers devoured their parts, but Kokona's is definitely my favorite. I am so in love with the aesthetics. It feels like an homage to classical art and makes the music video so divine and heavenly. This elegant concept provides an amazing contrast to the savage and badass lyrics. You see this kind of thing done more often in American hip-hop and R&B with African American artists, and sometimes with Korean hip-hop and R&B artists too. The last time I've seen something like this in K-pop was with Epic High's Rosario. I'd say that Nxde's music at the moment is more centered on the mainstream and they are breaking their way out of nugu dom at an astounding rate. So it's really refreshing to see a group like this, who aren't even Korean, be able to bring something from American and Latin American music, seamlessly flow between English, Korean and Japanese, all the while looking like literal works of art. This was a cultural reset and a half. And it's an abomination to the Church of Jihoon that it doesn't have nearly as many views as it deserves. For half a year BI has left me wondering how the hell was he going to top BTBT, but then again that was the same thing I thought after Cosmos and Flame, and after ITZY, so I should know better than to doubt him. It's such a great continuation of BTBT. It feels like we're reading the next chapter of his love story. Keep Me Up is so groovy and smooth. The chorus with the subtle synths and melodious chants was literally crafted by the gods. Dare I say this is on par or even better than BTBT. BTBT is basically a near perfect song in my opinion. My one critique is that I think he should have gone with the version where it's just him and Devita cause the lyrics in his second rap verse were just so good and his lyrics made the song more meaningful and poetic as opposed to Soulja Boy's. So where BTBT lacked in that tiny bit of cohesiveness, Keep Me Up made up for it, and in my eyes it's a flawless song. I thought after Casino and Bad Sad and Mad that Animal Farm was BIBI's final evolution form since you know all good things come in threes. I was wrong. She's not done with business yet, cause she's ready to take over the business and set up her own empire. This entire album was well worth the wait. BIBI knows how to channel revenge and girl bossery in a way that is so effortless and beautifully terrifying with extreme finesse. Jesus, how does someone as cool as her even exist? I just wanna hang out with her and let her give me a tattoo of her choosing. This group is filled with so many strong vocalists. I'd say they're on the same level as Purple Kiss and STAYC. Their pre-release Love in Me sounds similar to Chungha's Killing Me, so I wouldn't be surprised if it was made by the same person, to be honest. Like it uses the same song structure, similar instrumentals and vocal filters. With her, I appreciate that they are keeping this sound alive in the fourth generation. It's something that you'd hear more often in a group's B-side tracks, like from STAYC, Red Velvet or IU. It's more R&B focused, minimalistic and mellow but still enchanting and addictive. I don't think I've ever seen another group do this as a title track before, and I have to respect and admire the vision and concept of the group. This new age of K-pop that New Jeans, AAA and 50/50 are promising have me really excited for what's going to come out next year. Y'all know about my undying love for city pop, so of course I love everything about this release. I love everything from the song, the instrumentals, the mix of animation and real life shots in the music video, even her dreamy pink lemonade hair. I like that she's provided her own take on the city pop genre. Like I wouldn't mistake this for a Yukika song because it sounds a tad different and leans slightly more into pop territory. I can't wait to see if she'll do more songs like this or show off her versatility with her next release, cause we all know she can do everything. I thought Beta was as dark as Boa could go. I never would have thought that she would channel her inner rock goddess and release this kind of bop. It's so grungy but it still emulates her signature unmatched sophistication and grace. This is quite possibly my favorite title track from her now. And can we just take a moment to admire this woman? No one really has ever done it like her. She has a career that's lasted longer than I've been alive and she's still going strong. What a boss. What a queen. I appreciate that bad news helped set Tempest apart from other 4th gen boy group debuts, but I feel like this should have been their debut song. It just bodies an unstoppable fighting machine that's ready for action to conquer the world. The song kinda reminds me of BAE 173's Jaws and the music video reminds me of P1 Harmony's Scared, both of which are songs that I highly regard. I love that they've been experimenting with their sound, seeing what fits them best, but have kept the quality of their production very consistent. They've showed us the true meaning of range, and very few groups in their debut year are able to do this. Even though it's a rap-focused song, their main vocalist shined the most and absolutely killed his parts. Alongside TRENDZ, I've also kinda fallen in love with this group this month. I've been paying attention to both of them this year and they've always been at the back of my mind. But it hasn't been until recently that I was able to clear my head of all the epic girl group debuts and go back to fully appreciate the amazing boy groups we got this year as well. This month was definitely for the people who watched Island. My god, this song is so beautiful. It's your quintessential mellow J-pop song, but at the same time it's so much more. No matter how many times I listen to it, I never get tired of it. The song tugs on the heartstrings, makes you yearn for adventure and to dive into their world. The music video is also beautifully shot and it's done in a way that's similar to TXT's Runaway in that it feels like a movie. I'm so happy that my island boys have finally debuted and I'm excited to see what the future will be like for this group and whether they'll collaborate with ENHYPEN. I really hope that HYBE venturing this much into the Japanese market isn't a gimmick and they are going to give these boys the proper promotions they deserve and don't neglect them. 'Cause I've seen that happen all too often with other companies. How does Mr. Kang Daniel know exactly what I want in my music every single time he comes back? This is so exquisite. It sounds expensive and fun. He manages to pull off both road trip and catwalk vibes thanks to the house music beats. It makes you feel like a rich jet setter about to take off on a surprise getaway with him. I instantly fell in love with the melody, and those switches between the verses and chorus are so impactful, with the thump of the beats feeling like a foot to the chest. In a good way, of course. Why isn't this the cutest little cult I've ever seen? Love the teddy bear scenes circle. This song is like if Rookie and Feel My Rhythm had a baby together. Prove me wrong. The chorus took a few more listens to get used to, but that pre-chorus as usual is amazing. This song overall is not something that I'd reach for on a daily basis. I would actually prefer Feel My Rhythm any day of the week over this. But if it randomly came up on my shuffle, I'd let it play and would probably dance along to it, 'cause you can't deny that this is super catchy. Though it's not my cup of tea. I'm glad SM has made new additions to my birthday playlist alongside Make a Wish and 10's birthday hehehe. I love the contrast between the music video and the song. Like if you only listen to the song, you envision Mill as this badass mother who kicks names and takes ass. But then when you watch the music video, he's a shy little nerd with an innocent crush on the new boy at school and must be protected at all cost. In a way, this kind of adds an extra layer of meaning to the song, because you get the interpretation that it is a way for Mill's character to release all of his suppressed emotions now that someone has accepted him for who he is. This solo release is by far the most different. The other ones had a more romantic aura around them. This is pure pent-up anger that's been raging inside for far too long. It highlights the unpleasant reality of how society treats same-sex relationships even at a young age. I love that with this project, OnlyOneOf are exploring different themes and issues that any relationship faces. I've seen K-pop artists tackle the issue of bullying in their songs and music videos, but not in a way that has been presented here, which we gotta give a round of applause to. I don't have anything to critique, but 8D, how dare you leave us on that cliffhanger. I'm going to start throwing hands at the ones who dared to put their paws on 9. Side note, I'm sorry KB, but I can't take you seriously as a teacher with that mullet ass. Now this is how you make a long-awaited comeback. 2022 has been a blessing for second-gen girl group stans. We had the short-lived Mama Doll, ICHILLIN on Queendom, Girls' Generation 2 NE1 and EXID reunions. And now this. This song just oozes confidence. I love this classy and chic concept, the kind of thing you typically see in older groups like BLACKPINK or soloists like Boa and Sunmi. Because this kind of natural elegance is something that you can't force and can only be expressed with experience and maturity. You wouldn't even be able to tell that they haven't had a comeback in 7 years because all of them are still able to bounce off each other's energy, and the dynamics between the members are still so electrifying and captivating. I loved the girl groups that came out of 2022, but this year has proven once again that we need more women groups making women music. Excuse me. 3P1 Harmony comebacks in 1 year? I must be dreaming. Or I must be on Santa's nice list this year. Platinum blonde hair pigtailed Jihoon is something I didn't know I needed to witness until now. It's unfair that he looks prettier than me SMH. I love that they're continuing the image of being a pack of rebels doing vigilante shit, taking over a city and looking good while doing it. Does anyone else see Back Down being played in a Suicide Squad movie, or is it just me? I love the New York inner city scenery, and of course I love the diverse range of 90s styling for this era already. Of their releases this year, based on my personal taste, Doom Do Doom and Back Down are tied as my favorites, with Do It Like This following closely behind. Their discography is so tight and top tier, but I'm still waiting to be blown away to the same extent as I was with Siren and their first EP. Thank God for this comeback. We are now in the midst of witnessing an ITZY renaissance. This is what I've been waiting for ITZY to do. Something that's fun but not childish. Something mature but still cheeky. Something that showcases their unique edge. Cheshire is a song that's able to bring something fresh and new to the table, like what their debut song did. ITZY have always been seen as a group where their performance skills are their greatest assets, but this song goes to show just how underutilized their vocals have been over the years. Honestly, this release leaves Sneakers and Boys Like You choking on its dust. I think Cheshire kinda sounds like it could have been a Twice B-side as well. Speaking of which, the concept and music video eerily reminds me of Twice's Yes or Yes era. Mayhaps JYP is building another Kwang Ya. Just kidding, hehe. Also, this is such an out of left field comment to make, but I can't help but imagine CLC doing a song like this when they were still together, since their fandom name was also Cheshire. And now for a quick fire round of a couple more comebacks I checked out and had some things to talk about. Strong opening with the early 2010s club banger mixed with 4th gen K-pop girl crush vibes. It's an upgrade of 2019 Nature. The song isn't exactly my cup of tea, largely due to the chorus, but I'm glad that they got more than one comeback this year and they managed to make this song work for them, which isn't an easy feat. Definitely was not expecting Jong Yoonji to do a rock-inspired song, since I most associate her voice with ballads, but since this leans more into K and J rock, it suits her really well. It's very 90s and could definitely work as an anime opening song or have been placed in G-Friend's Labyrinth album. My first time checking her out and I'm disappointed in myself for not listening to her sooner. It's another relaxing and groovy city pop song that's stolen my heart. Ladies and gentlemen, Ghost 9 Control's twin sister has entered the arena. I really like that they've wandered into a darker concept and are starting a new era. If you miss Pixie debut year, then this song is for you. It pains me that they're still so nugu after releasing so many bops this year. Like Requiem has no business still being this underrated. The way the chants are integrated in the song reminds me of Gwen Stefani's Holla Back Girl. Selfish is so playful, funky and fun, and also so distinctly Oh My Girl and You Are. Though with Laylo and Melody I can imagine Sunmi doing something very similar. Melody and Blood Moon are my faves from the album. Oh Chen, how much I've missed you. So while watching the music video for the first time, I was crying my eyes out while simultaneously googling to see if the guy in the video was in Squid Game. He is, if any of you were wondering. Their best title track ever. Argue with the Wall. It's got everything I love. Retro aesthetic, synths, a good beat and happy vibes. It kinda reminds me of Twice's Talk That Talk. Strong exquisite 3rd gen vibes. I much prefer this over Doom Shitter, but that's really just personal preference. I love that they're leaning more into the sound they use in their B-sides for this title track because their B-sides are superior. They really weren't kidding with the title of the song cause it legit feels like you're under their spell, under the whim of their control. This song really is like the marriage of two of the greatest girl group debuts of all time, 11 and Ponzona. Lord please let this be the last girl group to debut this year cause my multi-stan heart can't take this anymore. 2022 rookie girl groups have really been of a completely different caliber this year and I couldn't be prouder and happier. The world's been missing Weekly's cute concept, and they gifted us with CSR. Somehow this song is even better than their debut and I have no idea how they managed to do that. Cute concepts are usually overlooked but these girls are proving that they are a force to be reckoned with. Like I'm not typically a fan of cute concepts but they've been able to win me over and have me dancing to this first thing when I wake up in the morning as my cup of coffee. Am I crazy or does anyone else think this reminds them of Right Here by the Boys? Nice debut but I just don't have much to say about it. Same as Limbo. I like everything except for the chorus. I'm not really a fan of the fat rat just cause of personal taste. I think I just don't like the saxophone he uses cause it sounds so out of place in a song that is otherwise so magical and ethereal. I'm indifferent to songs that sound like this but I love how goofy this music video is. Cause after the absolute hell of a year these boys have had, I just want to see them be happy and having fun. I also gotta praise Daego Rinta and Sujeong for settling into their positions and shining a bit more this comeback. Give my girls a full album goddammit. Alrighty then, that's the end of this long ass review. Hope you enjoyed November as much as I surprisingly did, and you're feeling excited about all of the end of year award show performances like me. Until next time, stay groovy, stay safe, keep smiling, love y'all, bye bye.